Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm Dan Holstein. I'm a business coach and firm principal with Kaizen Performance Improvement. And I'm here today with Kyle Campbell, who's the president of Westridge Benefits, and Jim Friesen, who's the founder of Portage M&A Advisory. And today we're going to be talking about the importance of people in your business in terms of the business valuation and the potential for being able to have a successful exit for your business.
Thanks for having me. I'm really looking forward to it today. The topic of my presentation is really the power of employee benefits and how it ties together, whether you're growing the company to the next step or you're looking to transition out, but you want the optimal sale price. Employee benefits are really a powerful tool that, in my opinion, and it's biased, is underutilized or underdetermined, right? A lot of companies look at employee benefits as a cost, but not to see the outcomes of it. So hopefully after we chat today and you'll see my passion and some examples of how it does help a company grow, you'll agree with me. So Westridge Benefits, we've been around now, our brokerage, for 2.5 years. Prior to, I have around 10 years of experience in the insurance world. So being a boutique brokerage, we work with companies of really all sizes in the Niagara GTA area. And we have contracts with the largest insurance carriers to market, really guaranteeing the best outcome and price for your client. So we really pride ourselves on being the consultative type approach where we really want to sit down, know our clients, and bring innovative kind of plan designs to the table. You know, a lot has changed in the insurance world. Even before COVID, I always joke that we were very behind in technology. It was very cookie cutter solutions in the past. Now there's an arrayment of different options, and we won't get too bogged down by different plan designs, but we'll give you conceptual ideas and really, again, the power of benefits and how it can help you on many levels. So I'm going to start by saying, how can you justify that, benefits are powerful? What are they doing to give a powerful result? So employee benefits, let's kind of start. That is really the traditional health and dental, wellness, retirement part of your compensation, right? So it's covering your employees, protecting and maintaining a healthy workforce. So if we want to relate it to COVID, a lot of the marketplace right now is looking to reach out and extend their benefits, or companies who haven't been asked or required to are now saying, okay, we must come up to market with some type of plan because we're looking to attract and retain our client workforce. So the power of employee benefits is it builds that culture by protecting your workforce, which in all theory really boosts employee culture and morale. So that powerful tool of increased productivity and focus by giving them health benefits and workforce environment is a win for everyone across the board. And on top of that, it's also a tax efficient compensation for both the employee and the employer. So the power of the benefits is really producing the culture, producing the safety, and being able to attract and retain top talent to either grow or hold the value of that company when you're looking to exit it.
I'll just to jump in there. I just wanted to ask you a question. I mean, we oftentimes will see buyers come to the table and say, what can I do to really retain employees? And oftentimes one of the things that we look at is in benefits. Are they in place? Have you ever come across this situation? And I know you touched on, benefits as a retention technique, but have you ever been involved in a situation where someone has implemented benefits just to retain employees?
Absolutely, Jim. And it's actually, again, we use the word powerful a lot, but it's very motivating to see that. And just a couple of weeks ago, I had a client purchase a different division, and they went in there. At the time, they didn't have any benefits at all. And I was able to go in there, create a structured plan that made financial sense, and then present it to the staff. We did a nice little lunch and learn. And the energy and the compassion from what the current or the previous employer didn't see, it really sticks with the retention and motivation of that staff. Because as you know, anytime change in the world, so the company's being bought for good or bad, our human intuition of change to be a little bit fearful. So to go in there and provide them with this culture and safety net, and let them know that you're in their corner, you want them to be healthy, productive, is very, very rewarding from my side, but also the employer who put them in place. So yeah, it's great. And then on top of that, Jim, is a lot of the times too, when they purchase a plan, there may be purchase a company, sorry, there may be an existing plan in there. They want to make sure that it's competitive and comparable. So we have a couple of slides about benchmarking, but a lot of employers bring in their buying and say, okay, we've acquired this company and they have a benefit plan, but how does it stack up? Is it being used? What's the utilization? Is it appreciated by the employees themselves? Because in order to have a powerful employee benefit plan, you have to have the ROI on the employees enjoying it, using it, and valuing the cost behind it. So great question, Jim. Thank you. So we'll tie the current marketplace right now, and I alluded to it a little bit, but COVID really forced the insurance industry to invest heavily into technology, which is great. So that's great for many of ease of transaction as far as putting a plan in place, digital enrollments, online enrollments, but also from claim submission. So we have the ability to visit a doctor if you're going there physically and submit a receipt on spot using the application, using the app. But on the grander scale, how the current marketplace has changed is there's been a large outreach of clients that want to now look and revise of, are their benefits satisfying the employees? And a lot of companies that have experienced growth as well that are saying, we've never had a benefit plan before. Are we too small? Are we not big enough? There's a big facade around the cost behind employee benefits. A lot of people think it is just too expensive when it's actually very, very obtainable. So the marketplace has been very busy this year. And we've also been able to help employees, maybe reshift the plan design or help employees go through short-term adjustments in order to keep them sustainable and get ready for growth in the next couple months. So right now, companies are going through a tough battle of, again, if you're on the growth side of your company, it's fantastic. And maybe you're looking to attract new employees that you've never really had to market to before. And a lot of these top employees who are on the marketplace right now, who've unfortunately been laid off, are coming from larger companies or companies with a benefit plan. So if you are a company out there and you're looking to grow and bring on a key player, and they ask, what is the benefit plan, and you don't have a response or you don't have one, it's really impacting your ratio on being able to keep or to bring them on and help grow your company. On the retention side, it's very similar, right? Employees who maybe unfortunately lost a spouse who had the coverage and now they don't have coverage, or they're just saying, we're not the Superman syndrome, feeling fearless and no health issues at all. We really need to have something to retain, or I may go across the street to the same type of employer who maybe pays less or has a very basic benefit plan, but it's something that I need right now. So when it's attracting and retaining, it kind of goes back to the power of benefit plans, and that's employees needing to know that they are protected, right? Showing that culture that it's a place and an environment that we care about you, we want you to be the best, and we want you to stay. So at the end of the day, attracting and retaining your employees comes down to, it's a competition pool, right? You're competing against your competitors in that industry, in different industries. So if you're not able to compete with them on, the benefit offering, which is an overall compensation model, you're going to lose out to a lot of growth opportunity and a lot of value inside the company. And then it also increases the job security, right? When the employee knows they have a good benefit plan, they're less likely to leave, even if it is just a monetary raise or compensation, right? I've seen it numerous times where we do employee engagement surveys, and you name this through the employer, going, would you like XYZ dollar figure of an advancement, or would you like a benefit plan? And almost all the time it comes down to a benefit plan. And the few times where they say that the compensation, the money value, it's really because they don't understand what benefits could include. So there's some powerful stats on that as well.
Just a quick question on that.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good point you make, that it is a competitive marketplace, and business owners need to do what they can to differentiate and be able to want their team to stay for that, loyal and long term. Can you speak to the accessibility of benefit plans? Like, I know you can't get into specifics on dollars, but just what's changed over the last while in terms of how accessible plans might be, or flexible for just even the small business owners that might think, a benefit plan is beyond what they could afford.
Yeah, it's a great point, because a lot of people, you bring up employee benefits who've never had them, and the employer goes, "Oh, that costs way too much." They really have no idea what it costs, and that's a little bit because it's just a small educational piece, but there's also not enough consultants out there giving them options on a benefit plan design, right? So to your point, I won't get into the nitty gritty, but healthcare spending accounts, which have been around for years now, are very, very popular this year. It's a defined benefit amount that you can give the employee, and a lot of the carriers now have it on a card like a Visa, and it gives them X amount of dollars towards a healthcare CRA product. So it can be dental, health, vision, chiro, the list goes on. So that huge amount where, okay, maybe you can't have the same plan that General Motors has, but that's okay. A plan is better than nothing. And then that's the way you start, and you can build as expenses go, right? So yeah, I think there's a lot of miscommunication on how expensive benefit plans are. And that's really comes down to plan design and also, the goals. So it's a great time to be looking into it, right? A lot of the clients that I have right now are experiencing growth going, hey, let's test the waters. I'm not sure. And then once you show them the pricing, they go, oh, wow, that's a no-brainer, right? So yeah, I've had multiple clients that have grown exponentially. And it seems especially in the construction industry this year, because they've had a boom, right? Where they've traditionally never had plans before. And now they're really fighting for those jobs, and the benefit plans are really, really working well for them. Yeah. Well, here's a little bit of stats to kind of go back to what I was alluding to is, do benefit plans really work? And once you have a benefit plan in place, there's way more detailed around your actual utilization and usage and culture that we can dive into to make sure that the plan design is working. But from a general study, this is showing, the top cited increasing benefits were to retain employees, back to the retention, and the other part was the attraction. So majority of the reason why these benefit plans are out there are to service those clients. And then another one, 79% of employees would prefer new benefits to a pay increase. So all these stats are very, very powerful. And Dan, I'm sure you'll be able to talk a little bit about it as well during your presentation, because if employees who are satisfied with their benefits are almost 4 times more likely to stay with the job and also recommend the job. So it's a domino effect of implementing such a powerful tool. So I'll switch the tone a little bit back to what is on the marketplace right now that really wasn't around before, utilized, or as popular, but is a very great feature that I've been noticing in different plans. So telehealth communication and telehealth technology allows you, and each carrier has kind of different relationships, but allows you essentially to connect with a doctor for a short-term need virtually over your phone, and even get the prescription shipped to your house. So I'll use an example of myself. During COVID and lockdown, and this was when everything was locked down, I actually had a tooth infection. So not uncommon, but one of those things that I needed to get a medication, anti-inflammatory, and a pain medication to get me through it, because anyone listening with any pain issues with their teeth know it is excruciating. So as an example, I logged into my app, and you type in your profile and you type in what kind of service you're looking for. And within 45 minutes, it connected me with a doctor over FaceTime. I explained the issue, showed the tooth, and they were able to give me an anti-inflammatory that then got shipped to a local drugstore that then actually got shipped to my house. So it's one of those technologies right now that are really allowing people to stay connected with their benefit plan, stay safe, not have to go to a doctor's office, keep the numbers down. And also with individuals working remotely, it gives that connectivity where your benefit plan is still being used. It's still a useful, valuable tool. So the telehealth technology, again, from a personal usage, it was phenomenal. One of those things that weren't around before, and very affordable, if not already embedded in some of the benefit plans. So, I recommend, reviewing your plan, because it may already be there. And if not, cost it out. And then once you have it in force, is advertising that inside the workforce, right? There's great one-pagers that you can put in the lunchroom. You can do an email blast saying, hey, employees, we understand that it's tough out there and the benefit plans are maybe a little bit hard to access right now, but this is going to fix that for you. And don't take the risk of going to a doctor's office for strep throat or a basic issue, right? Like, these are all for short-term needs, but it's really a very, very powerful tool right now that the marketplace is really excited about. Now, when we go back to the power of benefit plans and the impacts, we've talked about kind of why they can be so powerful from attraction and retention. And then, Dan alluded to a little bit about the cost, and the cost compared to the cost of turnover is really a no-brainer, right? It comes down to, what do you measure your cost of turnover at? So cost of turnover has different, as we see here, different numbers, as that can be 1 to 5 times annual salary of who you onboard. And 36% of workers and millennials were considered quitting the job without benefit plans. So really, when you look at the number of dollars and cents that go towards a benefit plan, it is majority of the time cheaper than the cost of turnover. And the cost of turnover also goes further than just a dollar figure. It goes down to a cultural awareness, right? Nothing's worse than seeing people go in and out of the front office like it's a daycare almost, right? So to have that presence and power, it goes very, very far. So with the power of the benefit plan, we've already talked about, where the employees view it and how it can help the culture. But what makes a successful benefit plan? Because at the end of the day, it does cost money. So you want to make sure that all of your investment has the best ROI. So out on the marketplace, when you are looking for benefit plans, you want to connect yourself with a brokerage that can offer tailored creative solutions designed to your workforce, right? It's very uncommon that all work industries should have the same type of benefit plan. And I'll give an example. We have traditional benefit plans that are received very, very well by a middle to older age workforce who have dependents and have family members and have health drug costs that they're personally using. But some of my clients in the tech industry and startups in Toronto are looking for something that is really geared towards what they're going to use, because maybe they don't have currently a high drug cost or dependent, but they want a healthcare spending account that allows them to get extra glasses, extra massage. You look at taxable benefits where it can include gym memberships. So to have a successful benefit plan, you really have to sit down with someone and engage on what your workforce looks like and what you're hoping to get out of it. Because if you don't have the right workforce and plan tied together, you're not going to have the impacts of a plan design. And then next, you want to look down at the financial details and see how sustainable it is, right? Especially if you're opening up a new plan or a new offering. Benefit plans do renew annually or semi-annually, depending on the design. But you want to make sure you're not setting yourself up for failure where there's a short-term cost savings, but then when it comes to renewal time, the insurance carrier tries to make that money back. So transparency is always, in my opinion, the strongest way to go. And you want to make sure that you have the details of what the impacts of putting a benefit plan in and the changes that would occur. So it's not uncommon now in the marketplace to get extended rate guarantees. So that's allowing you a fixed period of time that you know it's going to be at a certain cost. And when you're working with the right insurance brokerage, they will have touch points along the way, quarterly, semi-annually, annually, to make sure it's on track. And you can look at also percentage, and they call it cap rates. So at the end of the, say, a 12, 16, 28-month guarantee, you'll know to an extent of what the increase could be on the maximum side. So sustainability is a big, big part. And in the industry, sometimes individuals move too quickly for a big cost savings, not realizing the impacts of a long-term situation. And then again, education and awareness is critical. So at our brokerage here, when you're implementing a plan, making changes, doing a renewal, you want to make sure you're providing the employer with as much marketing material and awareness as possible. Personally, I like to go in, again, before COVID, now it's Zoom, but do a lunch and learn with the staff, bring some pizzas in, show them how to log in the card and use the benefits. The power when you walk out of a company with the motivated staff, really motivated around gearing your benefit plan is very, very impactful. And then lastly, feedback. There's many different surveys out there. We have a proprietary one, but you can use Monkey Survey as well, where you can send out a quick 10 question survey around the benefit plan to really understand, is it being utilized or is it being appreciated? Is there areas for growth or opportunity? Do they think it's comparable to the marketplace? And then you're allowed to sit back with these results from an internal team and go, okay, our benefit plan is spot on. We should look at spending dollars here, reducing this coverage. And that is, at the end of the day, the elements to build your successful package. And then, Jim, this is a great part for your question as well, is you can have the employees survey feedback, but at the end of the day, you want to know, okay, Kyle, you're recommending this plan, and I'm a manufacturer, I'm maybe 100 employees, this is the product part, I'm in Burlington, what are the competition offering? Well, there's access with consulting houses to run benchmarking reports that are going to stack the plan that you currently have or you'd like to put in force compared to the market industry. So when you're sitting down with a candidate that you are properly presenting your benefit package to a comparable competitor down the street. And that really brings a confidence level to the upper management owners, knowing that this benefit plan is top notch, maybe even better, maybe even extremely better. And you're able to use that as a marketing tool to retain and attract that benefit or that employee by using that benefit. And this stat here, 69% of employees are not satisfied with the employee benefits they've currently offered. I think that stat's a little bit high. It takes in too many variables of maybe they don't know how to use it or the plan has been marketed recently, but it gives you an idea that if you can benchmark it and get feedback, it's going to go a long, long way. Sounding a little bit a broken record now, but again, I'm all about how to make the powerful tool maximize your ROI. So again, implementation and education is key. We discussed that. But another great recruiting and marketing tip is you see lots of job posts and they go in great detail of job description, hours, education needed. And then it goes at the bottom, includes benefits and retirement. well, that's great that they're including that, but someone can have a very robust plan or very basic plan, and the average applicant doesn't know the difference. So I've worked with a lot of companies that we do a short blurb or highlight point of what you get in that benefit plan. And that stands out 10x over the other ads that are out there. And it's something you're already paying for. So why not advertise it and really embrace the opportunity that you have? And lastly, just kind of wrap up, we want to look at what should I look for in a benefit plan? What services do you provide at Westridge? And we, I'll speak personally from our consulting houses. It's everything from plan design, plan implementation, so getting the benefit cards out there, administrative support, so helping with claims and setting up in your HR and payroll, claims resolution. If a claim doesn't go through properly, you don't have to call the 1-800 number, you contact someone internally here. We do everything from renewal rate analysis. We're there for your renewals, cost containment, transparent commissions, plan marketing, retirement, wellness. The list goes on. So we are a full service brokerage, allowing to help you in all angles and provide the best solutions possible. So if you are comparing your brokers to different people out there, make sure that they're checking these boxes. And again, you can visit our website that kind of outlines that as well. So kind of to summarize here, investing your greatest assets is going to result in the greatest growth of your company, right? And through a benefit plan, you're investing in your employees, which at the end of the day is one of your greatest assets. So I will get it back over to Dan and Jim. I appreciate having me here today and consolidating all of our powerful tools to combat COVID and help growth and retention. So any questions, again, westridgebenefits.com does have a website, and we're more than able to go back and forth.